This is Shambhavi here, and I'm going to talk to you in this particular session about exam simulation. Now, I'm an academician, a consultant, and an entrepreneur. And one of the things which everyone propagates all the while is about doing exams, getting certifications, upskilling yourself uh, to go higher up in the professional ladder, or for students to get their degrees. What we don't focus much, or not many people speak about, is exam simulation. You know that if you have a particular, like if you're a student who is in school or in university, you will have a 3-hour exam. And most of us prepare for our examination by looking at our content, doing revisions, and we may use various methods, doing question papers and all, which I'll address somewhere else. But right now, what I want you to think about is a pattern of what we call as creating an exam simulation. And this, by the way, I learned from my son, and I want to thank him for that, because it made me understand that how different things are. Now, whether you are going to do a competitive exam, which could be your bank exams, which could be your medical exam, engineering, law, or you are going to do your GRE, SAT exams, any exam. What I would request you to do is use the same time of when your exam is going to be. Okay, so if it is in the morning, you use the morning time. If it is afternoon, you choose that time. The simulation time should be same as what your original exam time will be. Further on, you go ahead and have as if you're having a regular day when you're going for the exam. So what are you going to eat for breakfast that day? You eat similar kind of food and do a similar routine. So if you're a morning person and you've got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you've done your revision, and then whatever your chores are supposed to be for that day, just simulate the whole thing, including your food. You have your bottle of water, the same pens which you're going to use, the type of pens that you're going to use for the exam, or if it is an online exam, then maybe the same computer. Use as far as possible a similar scenario, just like how when nowadays when you learn driving, you go through simulators. People who are going to fly, they first go into simulators. So this is same thing which we are going to undergo an exam simulation. So you sit in a room and probably a table and a chair the way you would in the examination. Tell your family or your office or anyone to not disturb you during that particular period, whether it's 1 hour or whether it's 3 hours. And go ahead and do your practice exam just in the same manner. So we have practice question papers, practice exam patterns. Everywhere you always get these, and these are available to buy or they may be freely available, including your IELTS or your TOEFL exam. Pick up these in your exam simulation, sit there, attempt the whole thing in a similar manner. This would actually give you an idea about whether the food that you had was sufficient to sustain you, especially when you have exams which are like 2 hours in the morning or 4 hours in the morning, a break of 1 hour, and then again 4 hours or 2 hours, anything, any pattern. Just follow the same pattern as it would be an exam day. Prepare yourself mentally for that. And then when you do these exam papers and exam simulation pattern, you will understand where your strength is and where you are lagging. For example, many people start slowly and then they try to finish off in the end very fast, which does not leave them much time for the last set of questions. There is also an opposite, that many people start very enthusiastically and they continue doing their work very fast initially, and then by the time they get exhausted when they reach a certain level. Now, in many exams, there is an opportunity for you to hydrate yourself or drink something or eat something. Many examinations, they allow that, especially when they are for longer hours. So then be ready with those, whatever you need, your protein bar or your nuts or whatever. If you need to use the restroom, use the restroom. Everything do just as you would on the date of the exam. This actually gives you the practice and the resilience to sit in an examination and do the same, because you've already prepared yourself for it. So while we are always preparing ourselves for the journey, the actual preparation of that particular day does not happen often. So this is a request as a parent. If you're watching this, help your child to go through this. If you are an employer and you know that your employees need to do certain certifications, go ahead and give them that opportunity, that little slot, maybe once or twice, to do an examination simulation pattern. Help them mentally with it, including wishing them best of luck and sending them wishes, and let them see how they score themselves on that particular day, on that particular content. This actually makes you ready for the final thing, which will be your exam date. And most importantly, when the preparation has been done well, you know that success will follow. Wishing everybody all the best for all the examinations that they want to do. Do exam simulation as often as possible for every paper possible, for every subject possible. Best of luck. Thank you.